They did not choose the easy path. The rescue team rushed over rocky mountains, crossed dangerous passes, waded through desert sand, and crossed deep forests. Because they knew there was a life that needed them. On a windy hill, sharp eyes watched far away through binoculars. Nothing could escape their sight when there was still a chance to save a life. And then they saw it. A large elephant, lonely and exhausted. On its body were dense yellow honeycombs. The wax piled up like pain covering his back, his skinny legs, and his face, which already bore a silent sadness. The bees still refused to leave. They swarmed around, clinging to every inch of his skin, as if protecting something more than instinct. They buzzed, angry, but he was silent. Every step he took was a sharp pain. Every movement was a struggle between body and will. He could lie down. He could give up, but he didn't. There was something in his eyes, a faint light that refused to go out. Could it be that, even when drowning in pain, there was still something called hope left? It was in pain, but it did not give up. They approached gently, as if afraid of hurting the already wounded heart. Human hands touched the elephant's skin, very carefully. The thermal scanner glided over each rough patch of skin, registering hot spots, where damage had gathered, where pain still smoldered like unburned embers. Each reading was a silent account of its body. And each brief exchange rang out over the radio. They knew every moment was precious now. The sound of helicopter blades roared across the red sky. Aid was coming. More men, more medicine, more hope. From the mud, the tall grass, they moved towards that life. Without hesitation, without hesitation. The work began. They checked. They injected. They located each infected nest and applied medicine to the places where the honeycomb stuck. All in silence. Only the sound of the hopeful heartbeat remained. In the silence, with only the sound of hopeful heartbeats, each person quietly doing their job, checking, injecting, locating infected areas, applying medicine to the nests. Have you ever witnessed or participated in a moment where everyone silently contributed to a common goal, without words, just actions? How did you feel at that moment, and what makes that moment memorable to you? They began to separate those yellow honeycombs, gently, carefully. No rush, no unnecessary noise. Each pair of hands moves rhythmically, as if accustomed to both the fragility and the danger that lies nearby. Each honeycomb is a danger zone, but also a place where life needs to be saved. They work with the patience of those who understand that just a small mistake is a trade-off. Under each layer was the real wound. The pain that it had tried to endure alone for so long. They cleaned each wound, applied soothing pink medicine to each torn skin, then sprayed disinfectant, then bandaged each wound on the leg, on the trunk. No one let go halfway. And then it stood up, slowly but steadily. It grazed, drink water. A gentle look at the people who had just healed it. It turned and walked towards the grassland. The sunset dyed the elephant's back golden, a wordless farewell, but full of warmth. But the story did not end there. The red Jeep got stuck in the mud. A person tried to dig the mud, in vain. Do you believe that animals are just as grateful as humans? Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on humane journeys like this. In the elephant, it turned back. It did not forget. It used its strong trunk to pull the car out of the mud as a silent thank you. The rescue team burst into tears. They cheered. They laughed. They knew this was a real miracle. A photo was taken. The muddy Jeep, the motorbikes, and behind it was a story that would never be forgotten. In the middle of the vast green grass, a baby elephant walks. On its back is a swarm of wasps, thick with yellow and black. They are not just clinging, they are attacking. The insects cling closely to that young face. The elephant continues to walk. No one known. It is struggling to survive. A large wound on its back, still bright red. The wasps swarm around it. They do not leave. They torment it every minute. The baby elephant steps into the mud. The water is shallow, dirty, but who knows? Maybe there is a little hope. It wades deeper. The lake is wide and cold, but the insects still do not give up. It bowed its head as if to wash away the pain. Close-up of its face, close to its eyes, were terrible creatures. Larvae, horseflies, nightmares on living bodies. It lay down on the grass, gasping, and the bees continued to crawl on its skin as if nothing had happened. And then it stood up again, alone, in the wind, walking across the land as dry as the human heart. The red Jeep sped across the savanna. In the car were people with a mission to heal. They stood there, watching. The scope stopped, aimed straight at the elephant. Not to harm, but to help. A large beehive covered its back. The bees were still alive, still attacking. Inside the bag was relief. The man in protective gear bent down beside the elephant. The hood covers the head because the bees do not distinguish between who is saving whom. An injection is prepared, silently, precisely. White-gloved hands pick out each bee, carefully, gently, as if removing each pain. Another injection, right in the middle of the bees. No one hesitates. The sponge touches the elephant's head lightly, wipes away the layer of dead insects and the remaining layer of fear. The baby elephant shakes its head, wiggles its ears. It is fighting. It has not given up. Inside the car, a person prepares a sample. Maybe medicine, maybe hope. The injection is inserted straight into the nest of live bees. Uncompromising. The bees are picked out one by one. This war is not only painful for one side. They sprayed all around. No more space for insects to hide. A large sponge did the final job, a clean bath, washing away everything that didn't belong to it. A white towel was gently wrung out. They dried every corner of the skin, every area of the back, every breath. An ultrasound machine scanned the elephant's body. Behind, the zebra was quietly observing. Nature witnessed and also silently prayed. The screen clearly showed living biology. No longer a wounded animal. It was a living being. A bottle of water was handed out. The baby elephant drank. It lived. It thanked with that action. A hand patted, wordless. But enough. The rescue mission was successfully completed.